Hi, welcome back. In this video, we are going to discuss a question based on functions. So, three functions are given. F of x is equals to 1 minus 3x, g of x is equal to x minus 1 the whole square, and h of x is equals to 3 by x, where x is not equal to 0. First question, find g of 3. So, g of 3 is what we need to find out. So, now what we have in the question is g of x. So g of x is equal to x minus 1 the whole square, and we need g of 3. G of 3 means wherever we have x on the right hand side, we will be replacing it with 3 to get g of 3 from g of x. So right hand side, I have x minus 1 the whole square. So instead of x, replacing it with 3, 3 minus 1 the whole square. 3 minus 1 is 2. So 2 square is going to be 4. We got the first part, 4. Now, for the second part, find f of x minus 2. So find f of x minus 2. We know f of x. F of x is 1 minus 3x. What we need is f of x minus 2. So wherever we have x on the right hand side, I have to replace it with x minus 2. Simple as that. Wherever we have x on the right hand side, we have to replace it with x minus 2. So this will become 1 minus 3. Instead of this x, I need to replace it with x minus 2. X minus 2. Now, we know how to expand the bracket. If we have a bracket and a number outside, this number should be multiplied with all the terms inside the bracket. That is, minus 3 should be multiplied with x, and minus 3 should be multiplied with minus 2. So this will become 1 minus 3 into x is minus 3x. Now minus 3 into minus 2. Just consider the sign always, that would be better. So minus 3 multiplied with x will give you minus 3x, and minus 3 when you multiply it with minus 2, minus into minus is plus, 3 times 2 is 6. Now add the numbers, collect the like terms here. 6 and 1, 7. 6 plus 1 is 7, 7 minus 3x. 7 minus 3x will be the final answer for the B part, f of x minus 2, 7 minus 3x. Now, moving on to the third part here. Third part is f inverse of x. So f inverse of x, how do we find out? First of all, let's write what f of x is. F of x is equals to 1 minus 3x. To find the inverse of a function, we have 3 steps. Step number 1, make f of x, or you can say write f of x as y, or replace f of x with y. This is the step number 1. Replace f of x with y. So now when we replace f of x with y, so instead of f of x, we'll be writing it as y is equals to 1 minus 3x. This is our step number 1. Step number 2, make x the subject. You need to make x the subject. So when we make x the subject, minus 3x goes to the other side. It becomes positive 3x. 1 is already there on the right hand side. Y, positive y from the left hand side goes to the right hand side. It becomes minus y. Now we don't want this 3. 3x means it is 3 multiplied by x. So multiplication of 3 goes to the other side. It becomes 1 minus y by 3. Now I have x as the subject. You can see only x is there on my left hand side. That means I made x the subject. Step number 3, replace x with f of x and y with x. So if we have x, we made x the subject. So instead of x, you replace it with f inverse of x. And on the right hand side, wherever we have y, we need to replace y with x. So y will be, instead of y, I'll just simply write it as x. So y f inverse of x is equals to 1 minus x, divide the whole thing, divide by 3. So these three steps you need to know if you are doing inverse question. First, f of x, we need to find out f inverse of x. So we wrote f of x is equals to 1 minus 3x. Replace f of x with y. So it became y is equals to 1 minus 3x. Make x the subject. When I made x the subject, I got it as 1 minus y over 3. Finally, the last step, wherever we have x, replace it with f inverse of x. Wherever we have y, replace it with x. That's it, simple as that. Moving on to the next one here. We need to find out g of f of x minus g of x into f of x. So let's write down our g of x, f of x, and h of x. So f of x, we know it was 1 minus 3x. G of x, it was x minus 1, the whole square. And h of x, it was 3 by x. If I am not wrong, we'll just confirm it once more. So yeah, f of x is equals to 1 minus 3x, g of x is equals to x minus 1 the whole square, and h of x is equals to 3 by x. Now in this question, what we need to do is we need to find out g of f of x minus g of x into f of x. And then we compare and find the values of a, b, c. So I'll start with g of f of x. I'm going to find out what g of f of x is. Now, we always have to, if it is a combined function, we call it as composite functions. Composite functions means we will be having two or more functions together, g of f of x, f of x, g of x, g of h of x. These are all a few examples for composite functions. Whenever we have composite functions, we always have to start from the right end. We always have to start from the right end here. G of f of x. So the rightmost function was f of x. I know what f of x is. F of x is 1 minus 3x. So I'm starting from the rightmost function f of x. I'm replacing f of x with 1 minus 3x. So what I have to actually find out is g of 1 minus 3x is what I have to find out. We know what g of x is. G of x is x minus 1 the whole square. So g of 1 minus 3x, wherever we have x on the right hand side, replace it with 1 minus 3x. So instead of this x, I'm going to replace it with 1 minus 3x, and then I have minus 1 the whole square. 1 and minus 1 gets cancelled, minus 3x. This is minus 3x the whole square, that is minus 3x into minus 3x will give you 9x square. So I got the first part. Now I need to find out g of x into f of x. So for that, I'll use a different color here. So g of x into f of x. So I know what g of x is. G of x is x minus 1 the whole square into f of x. We know it is 1 minus 3x. So x minus 1 the whole square, when you expand it, x minus 1 into x minus 1, you will get it as x square minus 2x plus 1. This has to be multiplied with 1 minus 3x. This has to be multiplied with 1 minus 3x. So when we do this multiplication, how do we simplify it? When we have two brackets, 1 I have to multiply it with x square, and then 1 I have to multiply it with minus 2x, and 1 I have to multiply it with 1. Similarly, minus 3x I have to multiply it with x square, minus 3x, I have to multiply it with minus 2x, and minus 3x, I have to multiply it with 1. This is how we multiply two brackets. 1 multiplied by x square is x square. 1 multiplied by minus 2x is minus 2x. 1 multiplied by 1 is 1. Minus 3x multiplied by x square is minus 3x cube. Minus 3x multiplied by minus 2x, minus into minus is plus 6x square. Minus 3x into 1 is minus 3x. Collecting the like terms, only one cube term, so minus 3x cube. X square terms, minus 2x minus 3x. Minus 2x minus 3x is minus 5x plus 6x square. Actually, x square term should come first and then x term. Okay, anyways, now 6x square plus 1x square, that will give me 7x square. So I need to change this to 7x square and then plus 1. Now we got g of x into f of x. This is what g of x into f of x is. Now question is what g of f of x, that is g of f of x is, question is g of f of x minus g of x into f of x. So g of f of x, when we simplified, we got it as 9x square. There is a minus sign. And g of x into f of x, when we simplified, we got it as minus 3x cube minus 5x plus 7x square plus 1. Now this negative sign, we need to take it inside the bracket. So when we simplify this, we will get 9x square. Minus into minus is plus, so plus 3x cube. Minus into minus is plus 5x. Now minus into plus is minus 7x square. Minus into plus is minus 1. When we collect the like terms or rearrange them, we'll get it as 3x cube. 9x square minus 7x square is plus 2x square plus 5x minus 1. So when we compare this with the right hand side, x cube coefficient is 3. Now a, x square coefficient a, we got it as 2. So a, we got it as 2. B, we got it as 5 here. So b is 5. And then c, we got it as minus 1. We need to consider the sign. C as minus 1. So a is 2, b is 5, and c is minus 1. So we are done with the D part. Now let's go on to the E part here. Find h of x minus f of x. Give your answer as a single fraction. So if you remember, h of x was given in this question as 3 over x, and f of x was given as 1 minus 3x. Now h of x minus f of x. So h of x is 3 by x minus f of x, we know it is 1 minus 3x. If we have more than one term, it is always better to put them in bracket. Simplify this, take this negative sign inside. 3 by x minus 1 minus into minus is plus 3x. Now, just addition and subtraction of fractions. To get the denominator, we know we multiply all the denominators, x1 and 1, x. Now, x multiplied by what will give me x? X multiplied by 1. 1 multiplied by what will give me x? 1 multiplied by x. Again, 1 multiplied by what will give me x? X. So 3 into 1 is 3 minus 1 into x is x plus 3x into x is 3x square. So that is our final answer. It's a single fraction. I got this answer as a single fraction, and it is in the simplest form. I cannot further simplify it. So it's just a 2-step, but you'll be getting 3 marks for that. Now, the final last part here. h of x to the power of n is 3x to the power of 7. Find the value of n. H of x, if you remember, it was 3 by x. Now, h of x to the power of n is equal to 3x to the power of 7. If you remember law of exponents, 3 by x means 3 by x means it is basically 3 into x to the power of minus 1. 3 into x to the power of minus 1. 3 into x to the power of minus 1. H of x is equals to. Now, h of x to the power of something should give me 3 into x to the power of 7. So h of x to the power of what? X to the power of 1 will give me. So basically what we can do here is that we have another method. So we'll do that is better. H of x is equals to 3 by x. So what we need here is h of x to the power of n is given as 3 into x to the power of 7. Now, when we substitute n with h of x to the power of, if we substitute it with minus 7 here, minus 7, we'll get the answer as 3 by x to the power of minus 7. This is just a trial and error method. X to the power of minus 7. H of x is 3 by x. So h of x to the power of something, we got the answer as 3 into x to the power of 7. Now, instead of x, I replace it with x to the power of minus 7. So our answer will be 3 divided by x to the power of minus 7. X to the power of minus 7, when we take it to the numerator, it will become 3 into x to the power of 7. When you compare them both, we can see that the value for n is minus 7. Value for n is minus 7. So once again, h of x was given as 3 by x. So h of x to the power of n is given as 3x to the power of 7. So what number should I put it here so that I'll be getting the answer as 3x to the power of 7? When you substitute for n as minus 7, this will become 3 divided by, instead of x, replace it with x to the power of minus 7. X to the power of minus 7, when it goes up, it becomes positive. X to the power of positive 7. So instead of, when you compare them both, we'll get the value for n as negative 7. So I hope you have understood this question. If you have any doubt, let me know through the comment box. Thank you for watching.